Hello everyone and welcome back. It's another My Build videos. Thank you all so much for your support. I'm at 120 subscribers right now, which is amazing. And these build videos seem to be very popular. I'm not the best at making builds. I kind of make what works for me. But they've been helping people out and giving people an idea of what's out there and what they can do. And so I'm revisiting my Nightblade, my wonderful Magicka Nightblade here today, who's all dressed in his finery, his Dragon Warrior outfit, of course, donning the wonderful Madigan orange there. And I've made a slight change to some of my armor, and I wanted to kind of share that with you as an option because it's a crafted set, which is always great because you don't have to search for it, you don't have to, do a end game trial to get it. Someone can make it for you, or you can get the skills up and make it yourself. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So what I've done, if we look in here into my inventory, is that I still have my perfected false gods, which is what I was using before. For my monster helm, I happen to have Zons on right now because I was doing some parsing earlier, checking out the results of this new armor set. And now I'm using New Moon Acolytes. All right, New Moon Acolyte is the change. All right, it's a change from Mother Sorrow. So I have it as for my pieces that have changed are my shoes. I changed 2 rings, and then of course the staff, because remember the staff counts as 2, so I only need 3 things that change. Everything else is my perfected, and I did do the ring still in the blood thirsty. I want to thank Tal Raja, a wonderful friend of mine who actually made me the set. She was amazing, and so it allowed me to easily figure out how this set worked and how it operated. So it's the comparison between that and the Mother Sorrow that I was using before. So in my last My Build video, it was talking about the Mother's Sorrow. And so you can see the differences in here. If you look at the Mother's Sorrow, the first of the 2 item part is the maximum magicka going up a little over 1,000, and then spell crit, spell crit, spell crit. Lots of spell crit in that. Almost too much in a way. Without it, you can kind of see that I crit 67.2% anyway. All right, and so it might have been a little bit overkill to have that with it. So that's why I was kind of entertaining the fact, well, maybe I could add something a little bit different. So if we look at the New Moon set, now New Moon is actually it shows weapon and spell damage. So you could use it on a stamina build as well as a magicka build. So it gives you both stats. So if you're wondering why is it doubled up so much, that's the reason why. So we're just going to look, because I'm magicka, at the spell ones. So for 2 items, it gives me 833 spell crit, which is what I had in one of my options in there. But now I get 129 spell damage instead of one of the spell crits. And then I get 1487 spell penetration. Which is good, especially if you're doing solo things, if you're doing things like VMA, where the spell crit would go. It might not be the best when you're doing a trial, because hopefully you've got other members in your party that are covering that for you. I found this out because I was wondering, well, why? Some people say, well, you're going to want Mother Sorrow in a trial and not New Moon Acolyte. I'm like, why is that? And they told me it was because of the spell penetration. You would just have too much in there. You could put, you could direct some of your skills or even your champion points into something else to balance it out. So I haven't done that yet, but I might do that because it always matters, the group that you're running with and what they have available for their skills to give you that penetration that you need. So, and then the 5 item. All right, this is kind of the big one in here. The 5 item on this one is that it adds 481 spell damage. All right, 481 spell damage. Now, if you notice, I think with my Mother's Sorrow, I was getting about 2-ish. Here, let's do that. We can swap them out pretty easy. So let me put the staff on. Let me put the shoes on. The ring and the other ring. I got to do it manually in here. What does that give me? Just shy of it. 1986. But look how much my crit went up. 80%, which is... and when I was parsing, I would crit more. I think out of a set of 20 times, I would crit about 15. With the other set, I would crit 11. So 11 or 12. And so it didn't crit as much, when I had the new moon in there. But it was still quite a bit. And plus with the new moon, those crits would be a lot higher. I was using just my main spammable, my soul, gosh, I just forgot the name. My Swallow Soul. And when I just did that, when I was on the Mother Sorrow, I got about 13k crit with it. With the New Moon Acolyte, I would get 15k crit. So there's a balance in that, all right, between each one. So yeah, you see that's much less as far as a spell damage. But like I said, I was critting a little bit more in there. So let's put this back. We'll do the ring. Move the ring manually and the boots. All right. So that brings me back up to almost 2,600, which is phenomenal. And I've gone down about 10, 11, 12%. I can do math. 12% down in my spell crit. But 67% is a lot of spell crit. Let's see. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, now, the one thing, though, is that this comes at a cost. If you look all the way down at the bottom at New Moon, it says increases the cost of your active abilities by 5%. So, it's going to hurt you in the sustain, which is what Perfected False Gods is all about helping you do. So, because remember in False Gods, under the 5th item, reduces the cost of your magical abilities by 8%. So this was helping out a lot with sustain, because Khajiit suffers a little bit more from sustain issues compared to like a Breton or something like that. And in general, sustain is kind of tricky right now with a lot of the combat. So you always want to try to maximize your sustain as much as possible in there. So I'm going from an 8%, minus 5, so down to a 3%. So it's still giving me a little bit back overall. But if I didn't have the Perfected False Gods, it'd be a real tough sell for me to be able to use it. And I could change that in some different ways. Instead of having Bloodthirsty on my rings, I could do some recovery on that to help myself out. There's different ways that you can kind of tackle that in there. And I'm actually holding on to the Mother Sorrow just in case I find myself in a situation, because I'm still new to using this new moon set. If I find myself in a situation where, hey, sustain is really just a problem for me, I got to take away packing such a wallop with that and go with trying to keep my sustain. There are going to be sustain changes in the next big patch that's going to be coming back in a month from now. I'm in January right now, end of January, and there's stuff coming out, the big patch for next month. So we'll see how that works with it. So hopefully that'll remedy some sustain problems with there. When I do my parse, I do have to do on a 6 mil. I maybe have to do 2 or 3 heavy attacks just to keep me in the game as I'm doing it, so that I don't have those sustain issues in that. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's actually forced me to really concentrate and work on keeping my sustain up as I'm as I'm going through. So I'm becoming a better player, because of that in there. I've tested this out on a parsing dummy. I've gotten my biggest parses that I've ever done. Like I said, I'm not the best parser. I'm not the best damage dealer, but my average was around and even shy of 40k DPS on a 6 mil when I had my Mother Sorrow. And now that I've switched to the Acolyte, I'm actually getting 41s and 42s pretty regularly with that. I'm not as practiced with the 21 mil, the big trial dummy. I have tried that one a few times, and I get high 50s, low 60s KDPS in that. So, and that I'm going to try to get better at, see if I can get it get that even higher. It's a different animal to kind of parse on a 21 mil than it is on the 6 mil. For me, I'm much more practiced on the 6 mil. So it has that. I did take it into VMA. It worked wonderfully in VMA. I did really well. I did take it into. We did this week with my trial group. I took it into VCR +1, and it worked really well. We also did VSS, and it worked really well, there as well. So it's. I'm really enjoying it. I do, of course, like seeing those bigger numbers pop up when I'm hitting things. That's always a lot of fun. You always like that with the DPS. And like I said, the spell crit, you notice it a little bit not firing off as much, but when it does, it packs a wall up. So that's been going really good. So I've been really enjoying the set. Like I said, I think it's a wonderful set, especially that you can get it crafted or craft it yourself. So that's very nice that you don't have to, depend on, like I had to with False Gods, of having a great group and do it so many times that you got all the pieces to the set. So that was very, very nice within that. So another great option to you as far as a set that goes along with what I was doing with Madagon here as a wonderful Nightblade. So I'm very much enjoying him. Like I said, I can't wait for the next patch. There are little buffs and little tweaks in the favor of the Magicka Nightblade for the next patch. So I can't wait to explore that and see what happens with that. So. Well, thank you, everyone. A short video. Like I said, just wanted to update everything that I was doing with this new set. And I'm so glad that you guys are liking the My Build ones. I'm going to try to get more of these out in, on a regular basis. I'm trying to get one out per week, kind of would be nice. With my school schedule and everything like that. It's a little tricky. And we had the holidays, and we had Vegas, which I went to for the big announcement for the game, which was amazing. So basically, I'm just giving you a lot of excuses of why I haven't had a video for a while. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the subscriptions and everything. It really is amazing to me. Twitch has been such an incredible experience for me. I've reached my 8th month with that, and I'm just wonderful exploring the realm of YouTube as well, and seeing the wonderful response from everybody. So thank you so much. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Love the support. Click on the bell so that every time I do get a new video up, you know about it. I also post it on my Twitter at Madagon is here, and I also, of course, stream on Twitch at Madagon. So yeah, it's another fun video for me. So thank you everybody for your support. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.